Hey everyone, welcome back to another week of band, the week of November 9th. Here's what your assignment is going to be for this week. So just to review things, again, we've been talking about this for a while. You must have your instrument set up before class begins. It's a must. It saves us time. If you don't have an instrument during class, for example, if you're in a learning pod, you still have to complete the assignment later in the day after school. If you still don't have an instrument, this is really important. You have to tell me and Mr. Longwill immediately. You can email us, you can have your parents email us, you have to let us know. So again, you can complete all band assignments after school. You can use the Google site, use the Google Classroom. Everything's listed there step by step. And also make sure you're watching those YouTube videos, those play-along tracks, because they will help you practice. They're really, really helpful. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. So, keep up the practicing. Practice records, to break some news to you, practice records actually aren't mandatory, but practice records are gonna both give you a good opportunity to record your practice, to keep track of your practice, and also they're gonna get you some bonus points. They're gonna get you some extra credit. So make sure you're doing those practice records if you can. They aren't required anymore, but do them if you can. They're still very helpful. Remember, make practicing into a game. It's a fun thing to do. It's what's going to get you better. Hashtag 5 days, 15 minutes. Pay very close attention to this next slide. All flip grids must be completed by the end of the marking period. Meaning, if you have not completed a flip grid, you still have till the end of the marking period to do it. But you have to get all of them done by the end of the marking period to get credit for this class. So if you haven't done a flip grid, hey, you still have time to do it. Make sure you go back and check if you've done all the flip grids. Very important. So if you're in 5th grade, the flip grids are going to include the songs Lightly Row, Twinkle Twinkle, Jingle Bells, Dreidel Song, Skip to My Lou, and Oh Susanna. Now if you're in 6th grade, that's Alouetta, Camptown Races, Morning, Clapping Song, Warm Muffins, and Bluesy Blues. So for this week, this assignment's going to look very similar to all these last weeks. Make sure you're attending the lesson, watching the video, and hey, you've already done that. Feel free to pause on this video just in case you need to see something for a little bit longer. Make sure you're doing your flip grid, post to the right school. You can leave 2 flip grid comments, at least 2. You're always welcome to do more than 2. Make sure you're following appropriate etiquette guidelines. Then practice at least 5 days a week, 15 minutes a day. Very important. Work on material from class and new songs from the week. Then remember, practice records are now optional, but they're only going to help your grade. Submit your practice record. Have your parents sign the final page and don't submit until you've reached 5 days of practice. Then after everything's done, don't forget, go on Google Classroom, go to the classwork tab, go to assignment, click turn in. So reminders, your practice records due each week by your next class. It's optional, but it's only going to help you. Put all questions on the Google Classroom stream. Materials, must have your book, instrument, and materials ready for each class. Everything. If you don't have an instrument, you got to email me and Mr. Longwill. Get in contact with us. We got to figure something out. It's too late in the semester for us to keep going along without instrument. Play-along tracks. Play-along tracks are going to be available on the Mr. Longwill YouTube channel. Check them out. Flip grid. You have to do your flip grid. Make sure you're posting to the right school and right grade. After everything's done, you are going to go into Google Classroom, Classwork tab, the assignment for that week. Click turn in, and you'll be good. Grade, here are the songs you're going to be working on. Lightly Row, number 25, and Twinkle Twinkle, number 31. Remember all the notes for this. You can review the notes on the Mr. Longwill Google site, and there's fingering position charts there as well for you to use. We also have Jingle Bells, 38, and My Dreidel, number 39. Both of these focus on dynamics. Remember what you need to do to play the dynamics. You're allowing less air for softer, more air for louder, slower, strike the keys slower for softer, faster for louder. And also remember, the Dreidel song has a pickup note. Pickup note is played before the first full measure and then takes a little bit out of that last measure. So remember, for Jingle Bells and Dreidel song, you have dynamics, and then for Dreidel song, you got that pickup note. Here's another song, Skip to My Lou, number 42. So Skip to My Lou has 8th notes. 8th notes get exactly half a beat. So remember, there's 2 8th notes and 1 quarter note. So it sounds like this. Da 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 da. That's how an eighth note will sound. And then you have O Susanna, which is number 44. Remember, it has pickup notes and eighth notes. Ooh, da 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 da. Remember, it's an eighth note equals 2 eighth notes equal 1 quarter note. If you're in 6th grade, you got Alouetta, which is number 60. Focus on those tied notes. Tied notes, that half note tied into a quarter note gets 3 beats. Campdown Races, number 62, has dotted half notes. Dotted half notes get 3 beats. Don't forget the tongue notes when you're playing. Morning, number 69. Focus on that 3/4 time. Then also the dynamics. Remember, that contrast, getting louder with that crescendo and then softer with that decrescendo. Then we also have Mexican clapping song, number 71. Focus on those accents. Blow a little harder for those accents and think about punching the notes. We also have Warm Muffins, number 73. Focus on the new note to concert A flat, the low version, and then Bluesy Blues, number 75. Same note, just a high version, so it might be a different fingering. So, concert A flat. What is your concert A flat? If you're a flute, low brass, and bells, it's just A flat. But then if you're a clarinet or trumpet, it's a B flat. So remember that as you're playing these tunes. And those are the songs that you're going to be working on. Make sure you do work on them. Make sure you're doing your flip grid, leaving your comments, and get out and go practice.